So good afternoon, everyone. The topic for today is fulfilling fiber. So why I have added the word fulfilling, especially with fiber, is um, it keeps you full. And how it keeps you full and what are the different types, I will talk to you about it now. First of all, what are the different types of dietary fiber? So when I say the word fiber, doctors, dietitians recommend eat some roughage, eat some complex carbs, eat some whole grains. So as you can see in this picture, there are complex carbs and simple carbs. So why are they called white bread, French fries, Coke, called as simple carbs? First of all, the word polysaccharide. So in chemistry, poly means more than one. So multiple. So these complex carbs are made up of various small units of glucose. And compared to our simple carbs like table sugar or cookies or chocolates or a white slice of white bread, they are not a direct source of energy. They don't give you energy instantly. Then the other thing which is very interesting is that human beings lack the enzyme to digest these complex carbs. It is not easy to digest them. In fact, it's a blessing because this inability to digest these complex carbs has become an added advantage, and science has proven this again and again. So let's see what are these two different types of fiber. First of all, as the word says, insoluble fiber. So the word insoluble means they cannot be dissolved in water. So as you can see in the picture, you have cereal, stalks and leaves of green leafy vegetables, spinach, kale, beans, carrots, wheat germ, some different types of cereals, whole grains, the brown rice, wild rice, quinoa, woody parts of certain stems of vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower, fruits which have skin, which are edible like apples and pear, with edible seeds like strawberries, and then flax seeds and some nuts like almonds and walnut. So how do they help? So what is their action? What happens is, since they cannot be dissolved in water, when we eat them, they help in moving the food, the combination of food, what we eat through the body. So thereby decreasing the pressure on the intestines, because the food, after passing through the stomach, goes into the small intestine and then to the large intestine, where in the large intestine, it's maximum absorption of water. So with these insoluble fibers, because they do not dissolve water, they increase the transit time, the gut GTT, which is the gut transit time, and they are able to hold water. As a result, the bulk of our stool increases. When this bulk of stool increases, the quantity of the stool is higher. As a result, the toxins are also removed quickly and faster. There is less constipation and also other gastrointestinal issues like IBS or diverticulitis. Also, these insoluble fibers, especially like apples or fruits with skin like apples and pear, they bind with these bile acids at the process of digestion, and they also help in decreasing our blood cholesterol levels. Now, what about the soluble fibers? So the sources of these soluble fibers, as you can see, are barley, oats, certain figs, prunes, legumes, psyllium husk, which is also known as your Beni fiber or Metamucil, available at Manning's, flax seeds, fruits like orange and papaya. So soluble means they are able to hold the water, they absorb water, they swell up. So they form a gel-like structure. Commonly, you should have observed with psyllium husk if you consume Metamucil. So if you add a teaspoon of that in a glass of water, it swells up. It forms a gel-like structure. So how do they help? So these soluble fibers, they will absorb the water and they form a gel and they add bulk to the food. So when they add bulk, it helps in slowing down the digestion process. So the movement of the food from our small intestine to the large intestine, which is the GTT, gut transit time, decreases. So when the process has slowed down, so the breakdown of the food is taking time. So we start getting a feeling of fullness, that is, we are no longer hungry, and that is satiety. Well, if you compare that with simple carbs like a slice of white bread versus a slice of whole grain bread, you will feel hungry again. You feel like craving after eating some French fries also, or after having a glass of Coke. So this feeling of satiety has been very useful because it helps in tackling weight loss as well as obesity. Because of the slow process of digestion, so the glucose absorption is also decreased. As a result, the spiking of our insulin levels, the sugar levels do not increase quickly. It doesn't increase it so fast, which is very good for diabetics. These soluble fibers also bind with bile acids and they help in decreasing our blood cholesterol levels. But the only disadvantage with these fibers is that they bind, especially in cases of legumes as well as beans, that they bind with this phytic acid or oxalates, which are present in the legumes and beans. So, which decreases our absorption of minerals. So in order to help that, what we should do is ideally soak the beans as well as the legumes prior to cooking for about 4 to 5 hours, and then throw away that water and then cook the beans or the legumes. This helps in the removal of this phytic acid and oxalates. Thereby, it helps in increasing our absorption of minerals. So as you can see in the small picture, I have shown that here, these different types of fibers, soluble and insoluble fibers, help in cleansing of our gut. So it's like a plumbing action, like a plumber, they act upon and they help in removal of all the dirt. They are highly beneficial because they decrease the cholesterol levels, they tackle obesity, maintain the weight, tackling, give a feeling of fullness, and a very good, then they also help in the growth of healthy bacteria. These certain insoluble fibers become the food for these bacteria which are in the gut, and they allow these healthy bacteria, commonly called as probiotics, to multiply. When they multiply in the large intestines, they also, science has proven that it helps in decreasing the inflammation as various diseases associated with inflammation. Even they help in strengthening indirectly, they help in strengthening our immune system also. 2 to 3 days ago, there was an article that in the Hong Kong population, about 40% of Hong Kong population has a dysbiosis, which means they have more of harmful bacteria as compared to the useful bacteria. This is because of the change in their diets. Having a very high fat diet and less of fiber is contributing to this increase in the inflammation. So according to the Center of Food Safety, this is a chart which shows the amount of fiber generally these fruits and vegetables contain. So you can see you have lotus root, different types of spinach, beans, cauliflower, and they all are very good sources of fiber. Amongst the fruits, you have different types of apples, pear, which are with skin, and they are very useful and they help in contributing a good amount of dietary fiber. What nutritionists and dietitians have commonly observed is that a good combination of a soup and salad of about 12 to 14 grams, it gives us about 12 to 14 grams of dietary fiber, which is very good in a day, in a meal. So what is our recommended dietary intake? So for example, for females, it is 25 grams of fiber per day, and for males, it is 30 grams. So how can you have this 30 grams of dietary fiber? I've just made a small list in breakfast. You can opt for like a slice of wholemeal bread or brown bread, which will give you roughly 2 to 2.5 grams of fiber. Half cup of rolled oats, which will become like 1 cup of cooked oatmeal, or maybe 2 Weetabix biscuits, or 3 to 4 tablespoons of bran flakes. Nowadays, you have a lot of these cereals, different type of cereals available. Try and always see the food label and see if they are whole grain, as well as they have less of sugar content. In lunch, you can have brown rice as compared to white rice. The brown rice will also have more vitamins and minerals. A cup of cooked pasta or some egg noodles. Or you can have spaghetti or couscous or quinoa, but not to miss your fruits and vegetables, which is about 5 servings daily. Or you can have 2 cups of cooked beans or legumes, along with a handful of mixed nuts or seeds, like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. They are very good source of good fats along with fiber. So my tips for today is that to fulfill your stomach, not only that, they also help in our immune system, strengthening the immune system. So recommended dietary intake for males is 30 grams and for females it is 25 grams per day. Try and eat a combination of these fibers, which I think it's not a difficult task. It's easy to do. Exercising, it also helps in regular bowel movements. Decrease the meat intake and try and substitute more with beans as well as legumes. Try and eat more of brown rice or wild rice instead of white rice, which is more polished. Cut down on biscuits and cookies, which are very high in fats and sugars. Cut down on white bread. Choose wholemeal or multigrain bread. Just a small tip that if you have space in your houses and can buy a bread maker where you, especially if you have a lot of consumption of bread in your house, it's a good value for money. Nowadays, there are different models available. And there, the only thing is that you have to use the different types of bread flours. But once you master that act, you can do a concoction of different types of grains in there, different types of seeds in there, and all the more they become quite wholesome. Sometimes when people try to increase their fiber intake, they will complain of bloating or constipation or gas, especially in relation to insoluble fibers. So increase your water intake also with them, about 8 glasses of water per day, so that you don't get these symptoms of constipation as well as gas. So how you can fulfill fiber? I just have some pictures of few recipes. Like for breakfast, you can have these parfait with chopped fruit, some cereal, yogurt, and some jam. For lunches, you can have some stir fry of various types of vegetables with tofu, lotus root, green beans, celery, or with some meat combination with broccoli, or you can cook these peppers with rice as well as beans. So they are all wholesome meals contributing to good amount of fiber. All in all, I can say is that these dietary fibers, whether it's fruits or vegetables, legumes or seeds, they are like a package, like a gift wrapping package wherein the outer skin, the outer wrapping paper is also useful. And as you go in and open the gift, it's got a lot of vitamins as well as minerals, and they help in increasing our immune system and making it more stronger. That's why they are called as fulfilling fibers. Thank you, everyone. I hope the topic was useful.
咁啊，都多謝我哋後一齊工作啲 volunteer 嗰啲志願者，將呢個活動可以叫同大家幫助到大家。Okay, thank you everyone for participating today's
Thank you,
Wellbeing Wednesday. Thank you.